Hey everyone, Shade here, doing another mod showcase. Pretty quick one this time. We are just looking at Shade's glowy stuff, and it pretty much does what it says on the tin. So you might notice that things, or certain things, are a lot easier to spot, and this was originally born out of a discussion on Reddit with some visually impaired people seeking advice for mods and what mods might make the gameplay a bit easier for them. So I decided to have a bit of a chat and take on the challenge to say, well, maybe I can just make something from scratch, and this is where we've landed. But it's not just for those with visual impairments, because it actually makes it a lot easier to find lots of things. So I'm going to do a quick demo. We have a look here. We can see that enemies will glow nice and bright red, so they're easy to spot. The rear's bright and darker settings, so you don't have to have it really bright. You can have it more subtle. So this blue on the dead bodies is a bit more of a subtle color, but everything has a bright or a dimmer or plainer kind of more subtle setting, if you like. So in particular, this could be quite handy when you're going through kind of cluttered environments. You can quickly see what might have value for you to investigate. So for example, empty containers will not glow. Weapons on the ground will, there we go, crafting materials that might have been otherwise a bit more difficult to see. Things like Digipics and stuff can be a lot easier to find this way as well. Whilst your scanner does highlight stuff, you can't use it in combat. And on top of that, it can still be a bit clunky or cumbersome to try and use, and it's not easy to switch off certain things that you don't want it to highlight. So here we can see one of my favorite features is certain books glowing. Now, by default, this is only going to have books that you haven't read that will glow. And of course you can change that in the settings, but this means you don't have to pick up every book, wonder if you've missed anything, and that includes slates as well. So any unread books or slates will glow, whereas the red ones will not by default, but of course you can choose a color to make them glow if you want to pick them up as well. I also like how it can make subtle things that are quite valuable a lot easier to spot when you're just sort of making your way through, like Digipics and credit chits. Or Credstiks. And then finally, of course, we need to be able to spot easily when there is one of those awesome perk or skill magazines. And of course, like most of my mods, you come into the gameplay options menu, and this is where you can configure all the different colors that you might like to choose for the different items. Most of these will be turned off by default. I'm going to have sort of some default settings that are hopefully most practical for most people, but ultimately, it's your game. You set it up as you like. Now this works dynamically by doing a pulse effectively every 10 seconds or so to go out and identify stuff. So there's no changes to any assets or textures. The options are applied dynamically as you move about the world. So this mod is compatible with absolutely everything. And if you do make some changes, it can take up to 5 to 10 seconds for it to kick in. But yeah, go nuts. But that's it for tonight and this showcase. Hope you like it, hope you get some value out of it, and I look forward to seeing you somewhere out in the Starfield.